Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to the final word. Usually do this on a Monday evening, but I wanted to get this out this evening, Sunday, before Total Saints podcast goes out at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to wrap up everything in my final word before TSP goes out at 7 o'clock this evening. I'm going to get you guys involved in the conversation as well. It isn't just about me on this show. I want to interact with you, the Southampton fan base, as well. We're going to reflect upon everything yesterday. Final word on the defeat at Leicester City with myself, Martin Sanders, otherwise known as Football Martin. In this show, we're going to look at the heartbreak yesterday. We're going to look at how the fans reacted. We're going to look at the key moments in the game because I thought there were some key moments yesterday. We'll take a look at all the lineups, a bit of tactical analysis on the lineups. We will talk over selections. And we will look ahead to the Man City game as well. But I do want to break down the game yesterday. And we'll look at by starting with the starting 11s. Well, I wasn't surprised to see an unchanged Southampton side. I thought we would stay the same, though. I did say outside the ground when I was chatting to the Leicester guys. And I also met a gentleman from The Athletic yesterday. I did a feature with him. And I was talking about, I'd hope that we would try and go for it a bit. But once I saw our lineup, I knew it was going to be much the same as we had against Fulham. But I do think the Fulham game would have scarred us a little bit. The whole season's been scarring, but there was always going to be a little bit of a hangover. And I thought because of the way the game unravelled late against Fulham, and I wanted to see a flat four at the back. I did because they'd not scored in 9 games at home, Leicester. And I thought it was an opportunity to try something different. Maybe give us another midfielder or find a way to get Mateus Fernandes higher up the field. I thought that was important. But it was the same 11. Harwood Bellis, Bednarek, Stevens. Stevens had a nightmare. We'll come on to how everyone played in a minute. Manning, Walker-Peters, Ugachukwu Downs, Silamana Fernandez, Stewart up top. And then Leicester, the big surprise was Al-Khanuus was in the side. They said in all the build-up that he was suffering with an injury. Turns out he's the best player on the pitch and pretty much the difference between the two sides in the end for me, Al-Khanuus. I didn't think he played that well. Flash score actually give him 8 out of 10. I didn't think he was ever that good, really. I thought McAtee was quite quiet for them. They went with a flat 4, Justin Thomas. I thought Thomas was really good, the left back. Fass and Cody, though he never got around. Seeing that Fass and Cody have been so poor this season, certainly Fass, we didn't cause him any problems at all yesterday. We didn't get anywhere near him. The goalkeepers had little to do. They've got a standing goalkeeper who's not their number one. And we didn't really cause the goalkeeper or the centre-backs any issues at all. Because we didn't create anything because we are so defensively minded within this setup. I want to put all the statistics up on the screen for you now. Left-hand side, it's all going to pop up. So this is all the statistics from the game yesterday. I will get you guys involved as we go along. And I will definitely read out your comments. Anybody that uses the supers, I'll pull them out before anybody else. But we will go through the statistics shortly. But talking about getting around those two defenders, I thought about it this morning when I woke up. And it really annoyed me that we didn't create anywhere near enough. And we never looked like we're going to get up the field. And I listened to Harwood Bellis' interview with Adam Blackmore on the way home last night. And he was talking about how we didn't adapt very well. And we didn't change very quickly. And he spoke about the overload on the left hand, on the right hand side, their left hand side. That was with Al-Khanuus and the fullback that kept bombing forward all the time. And now Al-Khanuus kept coming inside and they didn't know how to pick it up. The fact they didn't react to it quickly shows the naivety above with the manager. Obviously, he's in a difficult situation. He's still got Lallana with him. And it does beg the question why we're so defensively minded when you've got an attacking midfielder as a part of the coaching staff. I do find that really bizarre. And I'm surprised that he's happy, Lallana, to go along with this so defensively minded and we're trying to nick a game at Leicester. They haven't scored at home for 2 games. They scored two goals yesterday, but not scored in 9 prior. 2 goals in the first 45 minutes yesterday. I just couldn't quite believe that. Give me all your thoughts, all your reactions to it. Like I said, I'll read out the super chats before anything else, and that does go towards the channel, by the way, as well. But for for me, I think Lallana, I thought he'd have a bit more of a say. He doesn't. I watched him on the touchline yesterday. I zoomed in on him on my phone a few times. Looks a little bit in the shadows, and Rusk was very focal first half. We'll talk about second half in a minute. I'm going to reply to some of your messages as well as we go along. And just keep them coming. Keep all your conversation coming. If you're watching on catch up, I'll come back and reply to it as well. So make sure you do get involved in the conversation below. I'm just about to gift some memberships as well. I'm doing player ratings shortly, and I will gift you. I will gift some memberships now. I'm going to gift another 5 actually, if I can, if it lets me do it. Yeah, I've gifted some memberships last couple of days. It won't let me gift any more. I wanted to give some more memberships. I'm doing player ratings tonight. But for me, defensively set up, going with the 5 at the back doesn't work. I said it in my match day vlog. I kept on about it. I hate it. You're at a side that doesn't score any goals, so try and put somebody in front of Manning because he's not good enough to get up and down. Walker-Peters needs someone in front of him. I'd use Diblin to play in that role, or play or Silamana, whoever it's going to be, but get them to work together, and then just give yourself another player in midfield. You've got Downs and Ugachukwu. We'll play Fernandez a little bit higher forward. Don't let him have to come so deep all the time, try and pick the ball up. I thought it was interesting, and that nobody's really called up this, and nobody's really spoke about this. But my dad said about this today at his house at lunchtime. We were talking about the game yesterday. When Simon Rusk had his press conference, for the preview of this game, he said he had a clean bit of health and there was no issues. Mateus Fernandez obviously got taken off. We'll come on to that. But he didn't fail to mention that he was injured. He was suffering with illness, and he'd had that chest infection before the Fulham game. There was no mention of that. So I think that's maybe, has he used that a little bit to kind of like, I don't think he expected the fans to kick off. We'll talk about that in a minute. But before we get to the substitutions and the fans' reaction and how toxic it became, I was in that away end. Once we had the injury to the referee, he ran into Jordan Ayew's elbow. Whatever happened, I didn't really see it, and I've not watched it back. But I believe it was his elbow he ran into. He's a big lad. Ayew was a bit of a stocky unit, so that would have freaking hurt. The ref's gone down, massive stoppage. Leicester were very intense actually during that period. It was 10 minutes. And they had one of the fitness coaches went on the pitch, did quite a lot with them. I thought ours was a bit cash. We didn't do a great deal. There's a lot standing around. I didn't see loads happen with our lot. There was a lot of conversation with Leicester. It was actually a bit of a turning point in that first half, that stoppage to the referee, because we started the game quite well. I thought we did. And that stoppage, I thought, changed the game slightly, because after that, Leicester come out a lot better after that. And I thought they were well at it after that. And it wasn't long after that stoppage that they scored the goal. It wasn't that long. And it was a really, really sloppy goal to concede, I thought. And at that stage, it was just before that, each team was giving the ball away. It was they give the ball away, we give the ball away. It was two poor sides at it. But Al-Qanut kept cutting inside. The boy Thomas that was playing at left back, to be fair, that's the beauty of playing that system, Luke Thomas. It's Luke Thomas. I was just looking for his name. But the way, when you play with a 4 like that, I like it because the fullback can go forward and support the winger, and it gives you those options to do overloads. Whenever have you seen us have an overload all season? We don't really, because we don't have players that get in and around the 18-yard box and back each other up. With 3 managers do the same thing. 3 managers played the same system that's fouled us all season. So I know he's trying to protect us from defeats, and he thinks but playing this system is going to protect us from defeats. Well, we're not stopping conceding goals. So try something else. We are relegated. We are down. Give the fans something to cheer about if you can. We are not going to nick games. Keeps on about trying to nick games. We are not going to nick games setting up how we set up. Sorry. That is my opinion, and that's me being really, really honest. Walker-Peters cannot be asked to get up and down and try and defend and try and attack. It's just not his game. I think his legs are not what they were. And we're not as fit and as mobile as a team as we used to be. Like, I read a post today, actually. I think it was on Saints Web, and it was interesting. And we're not good without the ball. We can't press because we don't have that organisation to go and press teams. Without the ball, I think we're a little bit of a shambles at times. I really do. I think we struggle with it, but I think without the ball, we're a nightmare at times. And we were yesterday. The goal from the goal from Vardy is just Alcanus and the way that he gets the ball in the box. I thought it was a really, really good cross. Great first time take from Vardy. Congratulations to Vardy. I know everyone hates him, but I tell you what, it was a really good goal. 199 goals for Leicester. He will get 200. There's no doubt. I think he'd go and do that. He's in the 100 club already, the Premier League 100 club for goals. I think he's still got a lot to offer. He's a proper model pro. I said that to Jack from the final whistle yesterday on his show. I thought he really looks after himself. And it was a brilliant take. It was a really, really, really good goal. But if you look at our expected goals, 0.44 compared to their 1.27, they outscored it. Theirs in the end. Possession, it was even Stevens, really. They edged it slightly. Shots at goal, just 2 from us on target. Shots off goal, we had the 1. Then when you look at free kicks, it was evens, really. I'm just looking at some of the stats that I've popped up on your screen. And then you're looking at attempts at goal. This wasn't enough. We never really troubled the goalkeeper, and that's what I said about at the start. Neither goalkeeper had a great deal to do in the game. But the big turning point, obviously, the 2 goals scored before half-time. I thought the big turning point was the referee and that injury to him, how they reacted afterwards, how we reacted. But I actually went there yesterday thinking that we'd really show something, and we just looked from the get-go like we were questioning where people were going to go. And Harwood Bellis said that in his post-match. He said that a bit. They just didn't react quickly enough to how they were setting up Leicester. And they maybe, bearing in mind that all their fans had said that they had not been playing for their manager in the run-up to this game. Quite incredible, really. And they're 2-0 up at half-time. I couldn't quite believe it. I literally couldn't believe it. I thought if they really turned the screw second half, they would have gone on and scored more goals. But you knew we weren't going to score. I knew we weren't going to score. You just knew it. And we never looked like scoring the first. Even with Dibbling coming off on, Fernandez obviously went off. What was it? I think, was it 13 minutes? I think it was that he went off into the second half. He brought Will Smallbone on because he said he was looking to add some energy to the team. But Fernandez didn't look knackered for me. I don't know about you guys watching. I didn't think he looked tired. He'd nearly scored before he went off. But I think that was a big turning point. Silamana was fuming when he went off. Fernandez, Chloe said next to me, she zoomed in on him. My friend that was with me, she zoomed in on him and she said he looked furious, Fernandez. I didn't see it, but she said that. But Russ did say he had a clean bill of health going into the game. He didn't mention anything about Fernandez. If he had done in the presser, he might not have got the reaction from the fans that he got yesterday. But the fans sang the Mateus Fernandez song, which has been stuck in my head all day, and probably every other Southampton fan that was in the away end at the KP yesterday. And there was a real disconnect then. It turned really toxic. The fans were singing, "You don't know what you're doing," and it really, really pissed everyone off. And I get it, but I still feel if he come out and been honest in the press conference and mentioned it, I don't think he would have got that reaction yesterday. He spoke. I'm going to speak with some of the quotes from the assistant man, the manager, or standing manager, coach, whatever you want to call him, Simon Rusk, and then I'm going to come on to your comments and get you guys involved. But when he spoke about the Fernandez sub, he said there was a justified rationale. I was a bit surprised by such a strong reaction, and he spoke about him being tired, Fernandez. I don't think any of us thought he looked tired. I'm not surprised by the fans because he's been the best player and we've loved him all season. He's been the shining star. And when you take off your best player, it's going to get a reaction, unfortunately. And it did. I don't like all the... He's in a difficult position, Simon Rusk. I get it. But it's hard when you start calling towards the fans that have been so loyal this season. And they haven't turned on the team. Even when we were relegated at Tottenham 3 weeks ago, we didn't really. I don't think the fans really turned that day. They got clapped off that day. They didn't get clapped off yesterday. Aaron Ramsdale got clapped when he came over, but the players, I tell you, yesterday did not get clapped off in that away end. But they were furious, and they have every right to be when they see the players. They was half-heartedly come across at the end. I still think they should have come and given their shirts to the kids. No matter what anyone says, they're not going to wear that yellow shirt that many more times. Just give the kids the shirts and give something back. It's not a big deal, but it was all a bit hard. They looked embarrassed. They did look really embarrassed. But it's hard for us. I know it's difficult, but to come out and start saying we need the fans to stick with the team. They're doing their best. And he was disappointed with our reaction. I was a little bit pissed when I read that and heard that yesterday. And I had to go and listen to it in the car on the way home because I wanted to get it in context of what he said. And I think you need to leave the fans alone, no matter what you say. We've stuck with the team through some absolute horror shows this season. He admitted we're not good enough, and he's right, we're not good enough. We haven't been good enough all season. And I don't think you can be disappointed with the fans' reaction. I'm defend every single one of the fans there. And that's how I feel about it. I feel quite passionate about it. I thought the fans were magnificent again yesterday at the KP. I thought they were absolutely tremendous. Right, I'm going to read out some of your comments now. I'm going to go to the comment section because I've had a screen up in front of me. The Saints Network are in. Great guys. They're live at 8 p.m. tonight. Make sure you go out and watch them at 8 p.m. tonight. Total Saints after me at 7 p.m. It's a Saints Fest tonight, and then the Saints Network at 8 p.m. This group should be embarrassed. I don't think I've ever been so angry. Appreciate the show, mate. Thank you very much indeed, guys. I'm as furious as any fan. I do feel like he was talking about the players are giving their best. I'm not convinced by that. I'll be honest. I'm not convinced they're giving their best. Are they really, really giving their best? Are they giving you everything? As a fan, I would question that at times. But they should be absolutely ashamed. Absolutely ashamed. But thank you to Liam and Total Saints Network. Really, really appreciate that one there. Martin, give us a wave. There is a wave for you. No worries at all. Right, I stand by my... right, here we go. Phil, stand by my fear of big losses. I mentioned Martin's previous vlog. I am fearing the game at the weekend, I'll be honest, because if we turn up and put a performance in Phil like we did yesterday, we will get absolutely mauled by Man City at home, no matter how we look at it. But the players look really dejected. When that second one went in yesterday, they look really, really dejected. I'm going to go back to the top. Get all your comments. There's a Leicester fan in here as well. Hi Martin, Leicester fan here. I was surprised to see how poor Saints were yesterday. By far the worst side I've seen at the KP in a long while. Made us look a competent side. I agree. We were that bad yesterday. I agree. We looked the gulf between us was huge. Right, we're coming to the end of the show. TSP starts very, very soon. Poor squad and poor managers. I agree. All keep doing the same thing. I totally get you on that one. Decided to go for a walk about the 65th minute, and it was much more enjoyable. Yeah, it was not enjoyable being at the KP. Let me tell you, it was horrific. And fair play to every single fan that went yesterday. Thanks for the content. You're welcome. And thank you to everybody that came and said hello to me yesterday. And thank you to everybody that came and said hello to us. It was absolutely immense. Chris is in, my friend Chris. This channel doesn't happen if it's not for people like Chris, because Chris Alexander, one of my best friends, my best friend in football, an absolute legend. He has done so much for me this season. Him and his partner Claire, they get me to these away games. They make this channel possible. They make these match day vlogs possible. Jack's in from the final whistle. Go check out our conversation. It's now live over on my YouTube channel. The final whistle, Jack joined me yesterday. Also mine and his dad, we were chatting Leicester City as well. So a bit of Leicester City reaction over on the channel as well. Bit of a pre-season. I thought I had a bit of a feel of of a charity game yesterday, Terence. If I'm honest, I do feel it was a bit of a charity game. It was nice to see you as well, mate. Really glad that I bumped into you. Great to see you guys. Thank you for saying hello. Really appreciate that. I now recognise who you are, so thank you very much. You came over. Stevens, glad you mentioned Stevens. Ball distribution was nothing short of shocking. Couldn't pass the ball 5 yards. That's where he's taken off at half-time yesterday. Absolutely shocking with his distribution. I agree. Evening, Martin, absolute shambles yesterday. That was from Matchday Steve. Yeah, absolute shambles. Got to see you, Steve, yesterday. Great to see you at the game. Chris is saying Rusk is a carbon copy of Russell Martin. Sticking to his fiver back is just suicide. I totally and utterly agree with you, Chris. Why did we go there yesterday at a team that had not scored in 9 games at home? The last time they scored at the KP, King Power Stadium, was when Russell Martin was the Saints manager. So what were we doing yesterday? Honestly, your striker is as bad as I've ever seen. Ross Stewart, in fairness to him, he's not played for 2 years. We're trying to get him fit. I'll defend him a little bit, but we didn't give him any service. But I get what you're saying. He does struggle to move. I will be honest. Hopefully he may have a really good pre-season and look really, really sharp come the championship next season. But he's not a Premier League striker. We spoke about Stevens. Few more. Nick, in fairness, Martin, I hear what you're saying about Leicester not being able to score, but equally we haven't been able to keep a clean sheet, so I don't blame him too much for trying to keep it tight, but he's got to give us a chance up the other end of the field. We're down and out, so give us a chance to score. That's my feeling, Nick. I feel we need more. Get Fernandes further forward. Give Ross someone to play with. Look, there's a young lad. I can't pronounce his name, but I'm going to get the pronunciation correct for my show tomorrow, Tuesday. Young lad in the under 21 scoring a bucket load of goals. Bring him in. Leicester are giving 16, 17-year-olds a chance. We need to do the same, in my opinion. Really, really poor excuse, like Chris said about Rusk. Chris, we need to get you on. I think we should do a show with Chris here on the channel this week. Absolutely. We're going to do that, Chris. I wouldn't be hugely disappointed if we sold. Yeah, I agree. There will be players that will be fine for the championship within that squad. A lot of people saying they're not good enough for League One. I slightly disagree with that. I think there are players there that are more than good enough for the championship next season. I really do believe that. Thank you to the Saints Network. It's gifted 5 memberships to some of you guys as well. You guys will get that opportunity to get my player ratings, which I'm going to record very, very shortly. Love the content, mate. And Leland are watching. Leland, hope you're well, my friend. Sending you my best wishes to you and all your family. I hope you've enjoyed the Matchday vlog. If you haven't checked out the Matchday vlog, it's now on the channel. One of my favourite ones this season. Really enjoyed putting it together as well. Spoke to you briefly after the Liverpool away game. Yesterday's result was an all-time low for me. Major changes are going to have to happen. I agree. I am with you, David. I'm absolutely with you, my friend. I am so with you on that. Martin, I only watched on TV. Couldn't bring myself to watch it all. Felt for the fans who made the trip. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to go to Everton now. I think I'm done for Everton. I've been offered a few tickets from people, but I just don't know if I can put myself through it. I've just been so dejected today. I felt so down about it. It was such a depressing day yesterday, but the company made it worthwhile. The people I travel with, Chris, Claire, Chloe and Rich, made the day yesterday, and then all you amazing people that come and say hello. I hope you've enjoyed the final word here on the Football Martin channel. It is 7:03. Total Saints podcast is kicking off over on their channel. Make sure you head over there and watch that after me. And then after them, you've got the guys at the Saints Network. I think we got rid of Ralph was the worst decision the club made. He needed a striker, didn't get one. I agree that. Things have just got bad to worse since he went. Since Sport Republic have took major control of it. They've got a lot to answer for. They have a lot to get right. And they have to back Jonas Spors this summer. I've said it a lot, but they need to let him get on with it. Let him get on with it. And hopefully Rasmus stays over in Turkey out of the way. They let Jonas Spors get on with it and he gets it right. There's one chance only to get this right. They need the right managerial appointment. They need a squad overhaul. They need to get all of that right this summer. They cannot mess this up, because we will be a championship club for a very, very, very long time if they don't get it right. Look what happened to Luton yesterday. That could be us next season if the right decisions are not made. I personally, right now, would like to see a manager come in within the next couple of weeks, or this week. I would like to see the manager for next season named, if they know who it's going to be. Give the fans a lift in the final few weeks of the season. Adam Blackmore said the same on Going Home with Adam and Joe. And I tell you what, it may just take the edge off of how toxic it could become at St Mary's in the next 2 home games. It's Man City at home on Saturday. We will build up to that this week on the Football Martin channel. So much content going to be coming your way. I'm going to get some special guests here on the Football Martin channel as the week goes. One of those will be Chris Alexander, controversial Chris. We will get him on. We will debate everything. I really, really appreciate you tuning in over the last half an hour. If you're tuning in on catch up, get your comments in the comments box below. And if you're a member, my player ratings show will be out later on this evening. Take care, enjoy your Sunday, and enjoy your bank holiday Monday. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.